Got Dave Reed and Kyle Walker in the studio with us today. Remember, we want to hear from you. You're very much part of this show. Hashtag transfer talk to start with. Want to hear your views on Cristiano Ronaldo, because we understand Ronaldo is open to leaving Juventus, but no club has made an offer for him, and he's not officially told Juventus he wants to leave. Juventus expect him to stay, and Vice Chairman Pavel Nedved has said that Ronaldo is going to stay. This comes after he was left on the bench yesterday. Any club wanting to sign him would have to buy out his Juventus contract, which would cost around £24 million. Right, question to both of you. Dave, I'll come to you first. How much will this excite the top Premier League clubs?
I think it will excite marketing managers of Premier League clubs up and down the country, won't it? I just think the size of the market for Cristiano Ronaldo might be a little bit smaller than you might think. The immediate reaction is, wow, this is Cristiano Ronaldo, one of the greatest goal scorers of all time, one of the greatest footballers of all time, full stop, who might be available for transfer. And you think, well, everybody is going to be interested in him. But you look at across the Premier League, Chelsea, you feel like they've done their business in forward positions. Not sure whether it would work financially for Liverpool. So the two obvious Premier League options for Ronaldo might be the two Manchester clubs. Now, there's obviously an amazing subplot there at Manchester City with Guardiola in charge. Could he manage two of the greatest footballers of all time across his career in Messi and Ronaldo? And then for United, it would be an emotional, almost a homecoming, really, for Cristiano Ronaldo if he ended up going back to Old Trafford. But does he fit into their squad and what they're trying to do at Manchester United at the moment? I mean, the other interesting one is Tottenham as well. Fabio Paratici, he's been linked to, in one of the morning newspapers, Ronaldo with Tottenham. Fabio Paratici has links with Juventus. Was involved in the deal the first time around for Ronaldo to move to Italy, so therefore that might be an obvious conclusion as well. But you might think that the market is going to be huge for Ronaldo, but actually it could well be quite small across the Premier League.
If you look at what's happened over the last few weeks, Lionel Messi going to PSG, the hysteria that was caused when that happened, everyone in the streets of Paris, everyone around the world was talking about it. It would be the same if it was to happen with Cristiano Ronaldo, if he was to leave Juventus. Commercially, I want to touch on that, just like you said, it would take clubs to a different level. For Manchester City, they've already got a great market around the world. They're trying to build that. But Cristiano Ronaldo, he would take them to a different level. Manchester United, we know that around the entire world, they've got a huge market, they've got fans everywhere. That is partly due to players like David Beckham, players like Cristiano Ronaldo in the past as well. So that would be massive for them. He has already been linked to Manchester City, but looking further afield, we talked about Paris Saint-Germain last week. Could they manage to do that? Could they bring Messi and Ronaldo in, plus his former club in Real Madrid? But we know that that has been shut down by manager Carlo Ancelotti. Now, an interesting point, in 2014, going back 7 years, Ronaldo dropped a little bit of a hint that he could one day return to Old Trafford, telling reporters, some players I'm still in contact with because when I was there, I created a good relationship with everybody, not just the players, all the staff around. Manchester United fans around the world, they've been clinging on to that for 7 years. Could this be the summer it finally happens?
Well, you're both right to mention the marketing and the money that any club could bring in once they sign Ronaldo with shirt sales, etc. But it would cost £24 million to buy him out of his contract with 1 year left. What do you think of that fee?
I mean, it would be a lot of money to purchase that player, but then it's Cristiano Ronaldo. He's got a year left. Then you look at his age. There's so many different factors when it comes to purchasing a player like this. Then you've got the contract on top of it. What are you actually going to pay? What fees does Cristiano Ronaldo command when it comes to his wages? But he's proven himself at multiple clubs, and people can talk about his age. Once again, though, I'm going to focus on the commercial value. £24 million it would cost. This is a man, people don't like it, but it is something that comes into play these days. Instagram followers, 331 million Instagram followers, 93.5 million Twitter followers as well. Commercially, £24 million, if you've got Cristiano Ronaldo and the reach that he has, you can make that money back if you are a club that has a great social media accounts and can capitalise on that as well. Now we know Man City, Chelsea, Manchester United, they've already spent big this summer. £100 million for Jack Grealish for Manchester City, £97.5 million for Lukaku for Chelsea, £73 million for Sancho, £40 million for Varane for Manchester United. They've all spent near or above the £100 million mark when it comes to this summer alone. Can they afford to then go on to spend another £24–25 million plus the wages, plus the bonuses and all the add-ons as well for Cristiano Ronaldo? I'm not sure. Can anyone manage to do that? It doesn't look like Manchester City would be if they're also linked with Harry Kane for £150 million.
That's it. I suppose the £24 million, any club in the Premier League could probably raise £24 million by selling players fairly easily, even in this market. But as Kyle says, Dave, you've got the wages, there'll be a signing-on fee, agent fee as well. It won't actually be a cheap deal.
No, not at all. I mean, the fee, as you say, the fee is affordable. It's the wages that might put off certain Premier League clubs. So it's not a cheap deal, because when you look at it, you think £24 million, that is a cheap deal. But actually, on top of that, it's going to cost a lot more to get Cristiano Ronaldo out of Juventus and back to the Premier League.
Is his age a problem, 36?
Is it a problem? Not necessarily. I think when you look at what he's done on the pitch over the last few years, 29 goals in 33 starts last season, 33 goals in 33 starts the season before. He's outscored his non-penalty XG for the last 2 seasons. His form doesn't show any sign of slowing down, and he is a player that looks after himself incredibly well. We all know that, and he could conceivably continue playing, he might say, until he's 40. Which would give him another couple of years at least at the top level, and then would he look for another move off the back of that as well?
He's done it at multiple clubs and he's done it for his country as well. Just some of his achievements that he's got. He holds a record for the most goals scored in a single season for Juventus with 37 in 2020. He also holds the record for longest consecutive run of scoring in matches for Juventus in Serie A with 11 in a row. He's the fastest player to ever score 100 goals for Juventus. Also, he's the only player in history to score 100 or more goals for 3 clubs plus their country. This is a man, yes, his age, yes, he's 36, but he's still able to do it at his age. He's shown it over the last few years, and he doesn't show any signs of slowing down.
Well, James Hark has been in touch to say that it's not Ronaldo that they need. They need a defensive midfielder, which a lot of Manchester United fans have been saying. And Phil Stevens says that Bruno Fernandes should get on the phone to Cristiano Ronaldo to bring him back to Manchester United and use the hashtag Agent Bruno. Well, that's Cristiano Ronaldo, but let's go to Emma Payton over on the sofa to see what Juventus have said about it.
Yeah, well, there was so much talk before the game, wasn't there, when the Juventus team news was announced, but their head coach, Massimiliano Allegri, sort of poured cold water on the reports in Italian media that claimed Ronaldo had asked to start on the bench. Allegri said, look, this was my decision. Speaking after yesterday's 2-2 draw at Udinese, this is what Allegri had to say. Ronaldo is feeling well. I had talked to him before the game, telling him he would start on the bench. He made himself available. He did well when he entered the pitch. And guys, this, of course, all comes days after Ronaldo put out a statement on his social media account saying, and this is, of course, when reports were sort of swirling around about his future. He was linked to Real Madrid again, even to Manchester City, to PSG. And he released a statement saying, the frivolous way that my future is covered in the media is disrespectful to all the clubs involved in these rumours, as well as to their players and staff. So that was last week, guys. I suppose the question is, has anything changed?
Yeah, that's the thing, Kyle. It was last week, and we were talking about it, saying, well, that's it, he's definitely staying at Juventus. But this just does seem to have changed things slightly.
People were looking into that Instagram message and looking at the caption. They were breaking it down. They were being very pedantic around the wording of it. Was it a cryptic message? He didn't actually say anything about his future when it comes to Juventus. I think he's going to stay. With 8 days to go until the transfer window does close, I mean, can we really see Cristiano Ronaldo moving on anywhere? He did come off the bench yesterday. He nearly scored. This is someone who can still do it. He's proven it. He did manage to put the ball in the back of the net. Obviously, VAR did rule that one out. With 8 days to go, I do not think he's going anywhere. Cristiano Ronaldo, a Juventus player, playing in Serie A. He's got nothing to prove. Why does he need to go anywhere?
Cole's called it.
Yeah. What's he maybe wrong now? I'll be completely wrong, yeah.